I'm Henry Lee. Welcome back to another video. And today, these are not new toys, but I'm going to show you this box of toys. And this was suggested by Dan Surprise, and he wanted me to do some more reviews. And I'm going to do some little toy box stuff, so I can show you guys dinosaurs and show you this little part of my collection. You may have seen some of these toys, maybe you haven't. But anyway, let's get on with the first animal in the box. So here is a Titanoboa. Titanoboa is known as the biggest snake ever. It's 40 feet long. It could have even fought T-Rex. It lived in the late Cretaceous, somewhere around 70, maybe around the earlier late Cretaceous. But it also lived in the Cretaceous, to let you know, if you just want to be that specific. Put the Titanoboa right here. Next, we have the Therizinosaurus. The Therizinosaurus may look, he is part of the Cretaceans. He may look like a big chicken, but he's not. He's a dinosaur. If you think he's a carnivore, he is actually a herbivore. His teeth might say so, but he's actually a herbivore. He eats plants. And one time on one video, I heard someone think or say that it was an omnivore. Some scientists believe, I think, that they are omnivores. Like they could have eaten insects, I don't really know. But I do also know that the Therizinosaurus was found somewhere around Mongolia or China. I think it was in Mongolia. In the Middle Cretaceous, around 100 million years ago. Another animal that also lived around Therizinosaurus, an animal that lived around Therizinosaurus, was the GALLIMIMUS. The GALLIMIMUS did not live in North America, unlike in Jurassic Park, where it kind of did. It kind of lived in South America there. Maybe it was taken from Mongolia and put in Central America. I think that was what happened. But it actually lived in Mongolia, somewhere in the desert. Maybe around 190, not 190, 190, like 100 million years ago, and 90 million years ago, not 190 million years ago, because it lived in the Cretaceous, not the Jurassic. So I said 100, from 100 million years to 90 million years ago. Next we have one of the biggest predators of the Jurassic, and no, it's not the biggest predator, because Torvosaurus was bigger, at least in the actually I think it might have been the biggest predator in the Jurassic, but in the Cretaceous, where it was not the biggest predator. Somewhere in the early Cretaceous, in the early Cretaceous, it was not the main predators in some of its areas. It was Torvosaurus, which was taken over. And so, Ankylosaurus was replaced by Scutosaurus, which evolved into T-Rex. And also there was Scutosaurus, which also evolved into, I think, not T-Rex, when I say I think, I know. It didn't evolve into T-Rex, it evolved into Scutosaurus, and the Scutosaurus was evolving into T-Rex. At least what, I can't remember, but it was something about little D or something, the Displayosaurus. Some Displayosaurus little thing. On the world of dinosaurs, dinosaur world or something. I can't remember, but still. Anyway, I think it was Planet, not Dinosaur Planet, I think around Dinosaur Planet or Planet Dinosaur, one of those. You know, the one with those DVDs. Anyway, the Allosaurus the Allosaurus was the big predator. He was the apex predator of the Jurassic, but he wasn't the apex predator of the Cretaceous. Maybe at the early Cretaceous a little bit, and then Torosaurus took over the world. And then Spinosaurus, then T-Rex. The Allosaurus, like Big Al. Big Al is one of the biggest. I don't know if it's the biggest, but Big Al was the most famous Allosaurus skeletons. The Allosaurus was the apex predator of the Jurassic. It towered over the Ceratosaurus. The Ceratosaurus was around 25 feet long. The Allosaurus was around 39 feet long. So you can probably know how big this Allosaurus was. Kind of rather big. And I believe Allosaurus is not the complete relative, like kind of a distant relative. Then we have the Iguanodon. The Iguanodon is an iguanid, a kind of duck-billed dinosaur, part of the hadrosaurs, also part of the ornithopod group. The Iguanodon, unlike most hadrosaurs, did not have any crest. But that didn't matter. Iguanodon was big, wasn't the biggest hadrosaur, and Montousaur was bigger. And the biggest, here's a fact, the biggest hadrosaur was the Scutosaurus. And it could have been the biggest ornithischian. And no, the ornithischians do not include sauropods. So Scutosaurus was the biggest ornithischian. It's around 65 feet. That's slightly bigger than Spinosaurus. But the Iguanodon, as you can see, the Iguanodon is one of the most, I think, actually maybe one of the most famous hadrosaurs, one of the hadrosaur superstars. One person loves a Cretaceous that leaves behind. They could have also been famous too. Then okay, here we go. This is not actually GALLIMIMUS, this is a Falcarus. I don't know a lot about this, but this Falcarus is not that, it's pretty unknown when I say that. It's not as popular as, T-Rex, Allosaurus, and Iguanodon, and all the others, especially the Titanoboa. It's kind of like a Therizinosaurus and unknown. But, like, when I say unknown the most, I think it's also part of the omnivore group. I might actually I might tell you a little worksheet. When I say worksheet, I mean, I might go into Wikipedia, learn about it, and then copy what it says onto the computer, and I can teach you what the Falcarus is in the little menu. And I'm actually going to be working on a series which teaches 7th and 8th graders or people who want to learn about dinosaurs. And I might add something from the Wikipedia. It's not copyright because you don't see it. I just tell you it because I usually get most things from the Wikipedia. Also from YouTube. We can just say internet. Oh, Scutosaurus. The best, in my opinion, of not the ones in the box, because I know there's way better ones, but at least the one so far. Still very popular. In my opinion, awesome. Anyway, Scutosaurus was a pretty huge animal when it comes to its the early Jurassic. I don't think it was one of the biggest. I think it could have actually been. It's around 10 and 13 feet. Huge. That's pretty big for Scutosaurus. Scutosaurus is part of the Thyreophorine group of dinosaurs. It's the relatives of some the Stegosaurus, Kentosaurus, Ankylosaurus, and my favorites, Ankylosaurus, Panacosaurus, Cedipelta, etc. Some more goes on, but not as much as the bacteria is to all the animals on the earth and in the water of life. stuff, whatever. The Scutosaurus kind of already looks more like a nodosaur. Scientists are wondering if it's a stegosaur and ankylosaur relative. I think it's not but if you guys, okay guys, at the end, I'm going to tell you guys a theory that I have, or in my opinion, what I think about that, what it is. You may be kind of surprised of what I think. sorry. Make it less. Okay, here's the Dimetrodon. Dimetrodon is the predator. Unlike the Allosaur, which is a dinosaur, different lizard, this guy was actually not upright legs. I'm not meaning upright body. Upright legs. It was walking like this, unlike dinosaurs, which would walk like this. Dinosaurs are more like a mouse rather than the Dimetrodon. When we talk about the leg movement, it's more like a Dimetrodon than a mammal and the other stuff. Maybe not the sail. Anyway. Dimetrodon uses sail for warming and cooling, and maybe for attracting mates and showing its feelings. Maybe all four. And the Dimetrodon may look like a four-legged Scutosaurus, which they usually based some of the less accurate Dimetrodon models on Scutosaurus for some reason. And that's why it's so confusing. Scutosaurus are sometimes on four legs, but this guy is also on four legs. But how do you know that sometimes they do the Dimetrodon thingy, the legs upright? The very big difference between the Scutosaurus and Dimetrodon is the face. The Dimetrodon's face is shorter than the Scutosaurus. And no, I'm not talking because of size. And also, the Dimetrodon was actually a primitive relative of mammals. You know that mouse over there? In the Permian, that could have been Dimetrodon. So anyway, this Dimetrodon right here evolved into a Gorgonopsid, which evolved into Sonodon, which evolved into Morganzastodon, which evolved into a mammal, which evolved into monkeys, like the proconsul, that's actually kind of an ape, which evolved into the apes, which evolved into the hominids. Sorry, I know how mice like Dimetrodon evolved into us humans, and I know the evolutionary story. I've been watching a lot of evolution thingies, stuff. This is the Ankylosaurus, one of an African dinosaur which lived in Africa. As you can see, this is a kind of sauropod with a kind of long neck, mid-sized. Tremors by the sauropod group. This is not an Ankylosaurus. I can read it, and it's actually a Cychania. So, why would you ever replace Ankylosaurus to replace this guy? So, we just pretend like this is still an Ankylosaurus. Actually, it's a Cychania, so we have to use the other toy. That's why they put this guy with the other Cychanias. Here's the real Ankylosaurus. Unlike Cychania, which is around 20 and 30 feet, this guy is also 30 feet, around 20 and 22 Cychania. Ankylosaurus, 30 feet. Ankylosaurus is the best Ankylosaur, and maybe not the most memorable. Like Antonio, Eubucephalus, Sauropelta. I'm just kidding, Sauropelta. He's not as memorable. The most known is Eubucephalus, but some of the favorites are Ankylosaurs. And Ankylosaurus actually did not have spikes. Unlike other models that Dan Surprise and a lot of kids maybe have to. Dan Surprise is a dope not a kid. Anyway, they actually had scoots of armor and body on them. Maybe a nice little spike-like. They only had studs and scoots and osteoderms. So the spiky Ankylosaurus is maybe just a Eubucephalus and Cychania. Some of the only ones who have a spike-like pattern is here. This is the most detailed Ankylosaurus ever. Like the body, they did a great sculpt. So this is maybe the best sculpt of an Ankylosaur, in my opinion, of 2018. The most accurate Ankylosaur in human history as a toy. Here is one less accurate. It's a Parasaurolophus. the Parasaurolophus is a hadrosaur with a crust, and it's a two-legged ornithischian. So I'm not going to take a lot of time to teach you about the hadrosaurs and stuff, because if you can have a long video around 40 or 42 minutes, I might make a video that's longer than Dan's process video teaching you about all the dinosaurs that I have in here. And if you think that's all my dinosaurs, I can tell you more of them, but some of them are just the same thing, the same toy dinosaur as the others. So this is Sauropelta, the first dinosaur I'm going to show you on this. And not the last dinosaur. This dinosaur. The Sauropelta. And I believe it's a relative of Edmontonia. The Sauropelta, I think Sauropelta lived in Europe. And even if it did live in North America, still not going to be a descendant of Edmontonia. It's the relative of Edmontonia. The history of the dinosaurs, I guess, is kind of inaccurate. And that's my video I made. It was kind of like Lewis' History of the World. It's actually inaccurate because Sauropelta did not evolve into Europacephus. But I didn't have a lot of thought in there. That's what happens when you make things without a script. When you just make up things as you go along. This is the Rhamphorhynchus. The Rhamphorhynchus is a little primitive pterosaur that lived in the early Jurassic and also the late Triassic too. The Rhamphorhynchus is, it's kind of a little bit like a bird if you look at the face of the beak and stuff. As you can see, it kind of has this little thing. It's not a club, it's a little flaggy thing at the end. It could have been for mating and attracting mates, like attracting females. Maybe females also have it. Maybe the color is also for attraction too. And no, we're not going to take all this time talking about mating now. And so this is the Rhamphorhynchus. It's not a dinosaur, it's actually a pterosaur. We have another. If you guys see my shirt and my other stuff, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get toys. Maybe I should put it next to me, but I'm surprised I'm not doing it that way. This is this is not Panacosaurus, sorry. That was just me saying it. I said the wrong thing. This is Polacanthus. It lived in Europe. It lived in UK islands and stuff. It was known to go into iguanodon herds. So there'd be a couple of iguanodon, over like 100. Usually one iguanodon, one Polacanthus, and not one iguanodon. Over 100 iguanodon. Maybe around 50. The Apatosaurus, the biggest animal ever to be in Jurassic. It's not going to be the biggest animal ever because I know way bigger animals. Apatosaurus was from a middle, maybe think of like Jurassic to the early Cretaceous time period. This is a Ankylosaurus, a kind of stegosaur with plates and little osteoderm spikes and stuff. And it had actually 4 rows on the stegosaur. 4 rows of spikes. Like 4 rows of 2. 4 on one side and 4 on the other. So as you guys can see, it's not family. Excuse me. As you can see, it is a big collection, and it's not all my collection of dinosaurs. Just like Dan surprised, this is just a little sample of my dinosaurs that I have. This is the Brachiosaurus. The Brachiosaurus What his name means iron lizard. He's one pretty famous dinosaur. I think he's the most famous one. No, that's not true. The real most famous is the Brontosaurus, which does exist. Hope you guys don't imagine me as a 1930s person, because I'm 10 years old. Anyway, the Brachiosaurus. Its long neck, they used to be thought is the biggest or maybe even the tallest, but that's not true. Sauropod is the biggest, and Patagotitan, which is bigger than Epicalized Argentinosaurus, especially Apatosaurus and Brontosaurus, is the biggest. So this Brontosaurus is a four-legged sauropod, which is Scutosaurus. You can just, it's not a theropod, which also Scutosaurus. Scutosaurus is a mid-Cretaceous living animal. With its big tail, it's the biggest carnivore ever. It's not the first to swim. The first to swim was actually the Ankylosaurus. It's kind of an Ankylosaur. With the tail. Right here. So here we have the Scutosaurus over here. We have the Pentaceratops. This is not a Triceratops because its name means five-horned face. And now you know it has 5 horns. I don't know where the other 2 horns went. But this is it? Yes, I think this is actually... Oh, yeah, there's the other 2 horns over there. Yes, this is the 5-horn face. And the one you thought it was is the Triceratops. The Triceratops is 3-horn face. Unlike Pentaceratops, it did not have anything on it. It's lived in the late Cretaceous and around 70 and 65 million years ago. And then we have the... I'm going to take a few more from the bin. So what I'm going to do... And take a few more from the bin. And show them to you. Here we go, we got a few of them. This is the Ankylosaurus. It's actually part of the Spinosaurus group, around 25 and 35 feet long. It's pretty huge. Some are bigger than Ankylosaurus, and some are smaller, I guess. We have the Triceratops, which means maybe a 4-horned face. It says 4 tiny horns. Or it could have been, I do not know what noosh means in Latin. I think it's 4-horned face, because I see 2 other small horns and 2 big horns over there. Not really that big. Not as big as Triceratops, Pentaceratops. The Pachypodontosaurus, another very famous, maybe middle famous, second class, the Ceratopsians. It's is in the Walking with Dinosaurs movie, not in the documentary. But in the movie, though, there's also in this little book, which it's also kind of a movie too. March of the Dinosaurs, which is also a little thing player, which you can actually have it, and you can actually see the reading thing. And then there is the Stegosaurus, which is roof lizard. And no, that's not why, because it was the roof. No, that is little roof plates on. Like, it kind of looks like a house. Doesn't it look like a house a little bit to you? It kind of looks like a little house, kind of. But no, not a lot. Stegosaurus had, in the dinosaur triangle, they believe that Stegosaurus had 17 plates. And if that's true, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, Yeah, I think they had around, they said, maybe they actually meant to say they had 11 or 17 mils. Maybe they pretend. Maybe it was something else they were talking about, so maybe it's a mistake. Maybe Scutosaurus did not have 17 mils or something. Maybe they talking about another dinosaur, but they did not have 17 mils. So here's the T-Rex. Not a lot to say. The king of the dinosaurs. 40 feet, not the biggest carnivore. The sharpest bite of any land animal. Even sharper than a megalodon. Maybe not as sharp as the Dinosaurus. I don't know. I think it might have had the sharpest bite. T-Rex also lived in the late Cretaceous around 70 and 65 million years ago. And you know where he's going to go. Behind the Ankylosaurus. Because that's we only have some backspace. The Scutosaurus. The first part of the evolution of the club, the Scutosaurus, was an armored Ankylosaur. Maybe one of the first. Not a Nodosaur, not Nodosaur Day, Ankylosaur Day. Nodosaur die or Ankylosaur die. And like the two little genuses types. Not just way more genuses. Or types and stuff. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, the Scutosaurus, not Sauropelta, Scutosaurus is the first to have a club tail. I think it's a berry or something like that. I can't remember. So there's Scutosaurus. Indeed. So here's a little fact about Sauropelta. Did you know that I have the same Sauropelta as Dan? Surprise? I ain't the same ones. And also I said it was the same Sauropelta from Dinosaur Talk, which is the thing on my channel. And I bet now he'll know if he wants to watch some Dinosaur Talk. There's around over 26 episodes of Dinosaur Talk. Around 27 so far uploaded. But I have more, like 14, over 10, that didn't upload yet. Besides China, which lives in China. This China is one of the most accurate names. There's little studs and stuff. What do you? And look at that. It kind of looks like it had feathers, but it didn't. It just like it kind of looks like feathers, but it's not. Only Ankylosaurus and Nodosaurus did not have feathers, if you did not know. These actually don't. These look kind of like a feathery bone. And like armor, but it's meant to kind of like where the feathers would be, around the same shape. And here's a little fact for you. Did you know Ankylosaurus actually had a descendant? Well, now you know that fact. Then the dinosaur Eubucephalus was the Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus was the Eubucephalus' relative. This was the descendant of Ankylosaurus. There was no 25 to 28 feet. Eubucephalus, armor and club. Slightly skinnier and smaller than Ankylosaur, and slightly less wide, easily. Eubucephalus, the most fossils of Eubucephalus were found around the Ankylosaurus. So I'm going to bring this box of material, and I'm going to show you what's on that. So we have the Brachiosaurus, which is our lizard. I said it was an ultrasaur. Ultrasaur is slightly taller than Brachiosaurus. We have Scutosaurus, except it doesn't have a club for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe they now believe in this little spice on its tail. Tyrannus, known as the relative of T-Rex. Around 29, 30 feet long. 29, 30 feet long. The Anatosaurus, a kind of dinosaur with nice little primitive beak. Kind of looks like a duck if you look at it. It's around 24 and 36 feet. Actually, around 24 and 32 feet. Or 24 and 28 feet, actually. Yeah. This is a T-Rex. This is a there's Dinosaurus. Believe the outside feathers. Yes, my hand is this. A Pachycephalosaurus with its dome head. Can never do anything. It's actually the only one. It's the one in the own. What? There's only two Pachycephalosaurus that exist. Pachycephalosaurus and mini micro-Pachycephalosaurus. I know how to say that because I took a lot of years of practicing. Actually, it didn't really take that long for me to say the name. Okay, so here's a challenge. I can I will try to say I will try to say micro-Pachycephalosaurus 10 times. If you want me to do that, then I will. This is Scutosaurus. With its crest, it's a kind of dinosaur. Use the crest for communicating, around 30 and 33 feet long. Actually, 34 feet long. The Ankylosaurus, kind of like borders the Ankylosaurus. And borders the Ankylosaurus, a kind of dinosaur talk. Ankylosaurus lived in Mongolia. And it's around 20 and 24 feet. The Draco Rex, name from Harry Potter, the first primitive stage of Pachycephalosaurus, I say. I just believe. Here's the thing. The Triceratops is actually a teenager Pterosaurus. Stegosaur, over 10 horns. There's more horns than the Triceratops or the Pentaceratops. The Scutosaurus, the relative of Microcephalians, the Pachycephalosaurus, and Micro-Pachycephalosaurus. Check it there. The Stagimoloch, the second stage of the Pachycephalosaurus, known for also being in Dino Dam. Tree. I'm gonna put my brachiosaur behind there. I'm gonna put a brachiosaur, and then a big tree in front of it. Right over here. The Gastonia. It actually lives in Utah. The Argentinosaurus, the biggest dinosaur of my toys, but the third biggest dinosaur, and the fifth biggest animal, because it's smaller than the blue whale and the Lycopterodon and Amphicolius, and you guessed it, Patagotitan. If you know I don't know what this is. It's a kind of, I don't know, thing with little spikes and stuff. But I think it lived in the Permian. Not Permian, I mean around the Cambrian time. Maybe the Cambrian and Precambrian. Sometime around there. Prehistoric office with his crest. Chasmosaurus, not a Triceratops. Similar to Triceratops. Cosmosaurus, not Cosmoceratops. Kind of similar to Cosmoceratops. Maybe I had two names of this thing. I don't know. The Deinonychus. A kind of raptor that ate meat. It hunted in packs and lived in the late Cretaceous, around 70 and 65 million years ago. Minmi, it lives in Australia. If you live in Australia, you go back in time, you could see this Minmi. It's around Minmi's crossing, so you can see Minmi. It's a pretty small dinosaur, around 12 and 13 feet. It's a notosauri, but it's kind of an Ankylosaurium. Of Ankylosaurus. This, I do not know what this is, but I think this is an Albiasaurus. Albiasaurus. Oh, maybe Albiasaurus. This is Scutosaurus, a kind of mammal that lived in somewhere around the Oligocene. I mean the Paleocene. Maybe the Pleistocene and Oligocene. The Ankylosaurus may be named by David Attenborough, found by David Attenborough, or found in Attenborough. The Gigantoraptor, the giantest raptor, not the not the Megaraptor, but giantest of the raptor stuff of the carnivores, not including T-Rex and Spinosaurus, or anything that wasn't a sea or sky. Dilophosaurus with its two-crested lizard. It lived in the early Jurassic and did not spit, unlike in Jurassic Park. The Brontosaurus, which is also fighting with the Apatosaurus, which was the second sauropod we think to be discovered. The Apatosaurus was before Brontosaurus. Erupted before Scutosaurus around 235 million years ago. In the middle Triassic, which means Triassics. Scutosaurus. It lived in southern South America around the Middle Cretaceous, around 105 and 95 million years. The Microraptor, Scientific Microraptor, in the Middle Cretaceous, around 105 million years ago. It was a tiny spot. It was a little, maybe a teeny tiny small relative of birds. Or maybe just an evolutionary dead end. But we don't really know for sure. Prehistoric, a kind of fourth sauropod, which was the four sauropods were the cousins of sauropods, not relatives. The Elasmosaurus, a kind of big plesiosaur, kind of marine reptile that lived in somewhere in the Jurassic, maybe in the middle in the Jurassic and the early Cretaceous, something like that. The Hypsilophodon, Hypsilophodontid, a relative of Hadrosaurus. It lived 189 million years ago in the early and middle Jurassic. Tyrannosaurus, bigger than, maybe slightly smaller than T-Rex, around 30 and 39 feet. It lived in Mongolia in China. The Megatherium, a kind of giant ground sloth that lived near Smilodon in the Pleistocene epoch. The thing is in the center. The woolly mammoth living in the Pleistocene, it died because of Cro-Magnon man, and it was hunted by Neanderthals. Here is two cavemen, maybe Cro-Magnon man. They both can stand, and for some other reason why mammoth went extinct. It also could have been the climate change. The Prehistoric, the apex predator of the Triassic. The relative of crocodile. It was a Russian, not a relative of crocodiles, and didn't know anything. Here is this, a dinosaur, which is very, very inaccurate. It's And you go into the back, the whole cold hard back. The Amazonian kind of dinosaur, I think the descendant of sauropodi, lived in Canada around 90 and 70 million years ago. Maybe this is the Scutosaurus or something like that. It's kind of like the Ankylosaurus, but it also lives in around the Cambrian and the Ordovician. The Dimorphodon, similar to the Rhamphorhynchus, it's also a pterosaur. It did not live in North America. It lives somewhere around the world. I do not know. I might need to get the Wikipedia for that. This is also a weird thing. It's kind of like a slug. It also lives in Cameroon, just like some of the other weird animals that I don't know about. The Nodosaurus, the kind of nodosaur. So dinosaurs are named after Nodosaurus. Oh yes, the Macrotenia lived in the Oligocene, usually chased by Smilodon. The Gaston is a kind of terror bird which lived in the Eocene epoch, the world where birds ate horses. It was the apex predator at the time, part of the group of birds and animals known as terror birds, which were the descendants of dinosaurs. At least some of them, the ones that were not the raptors, and maybe the microraptor or something. Something with raptor in it. Or maybe not. This Gorgonopsid, part of the Gorgonopsid group, maybe. It could be an Ichthyostica. It is maybe a Thynexodon or something similar to that. It started with the letter T or something. Gorgonopsid. This is a Zoohuman trainer. When I said trainer, I mean, it was part of a little set. I'm going to put it right next to the Gallimimus. I mean the Falcorus, not the Gallimimus. Similar to Gallimimus though. The Hylaeosaurus, a kind of dinosaur, lived around the middle and early Cretaceous. And the last, not the least, the Therizinosaurus. I mean, not the Therizinosaur. I only have one. It's actually, the Scutosaurus. Sorry for that little thingy. I'm kind of embarrassed. It's actually not a Therizinosaur. It's Scutosaurus, a relative of turtles. It lived in the White Permian. Now that's my collection. I'm sorry I made a few little mistakes. A little bit. Sorry if I made a few mistakes. I knew I was gonna say I know you guys would know I was gonna say the right thing I meant to say. So if you can see through and not see the mistakes and stuff, and look at the other stuff. This is my collection. So far the box. There's other boxes over here, and there's more too, like these Ankylosaurus in my room. So many. And there's also all of these dinosaurs, like some over here from the Ceratops and stuff, and some over here, and last but not least, some over here, up here. And thanks for watching, guys. If you guys enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment down below if you want to see more. And Dan Surprise, thank you for that lovely comment about if you want to see more reviews. Your comment has been left by me, so that means your comment is very awesome, and you, Dan Surprise, really help us grow. And I hope you leave a comment down below of what ideas, not just Dan Surprise. Dan Surprise, you could also do it. You could if you want. And with people, you can do it too. So you can control what videos I make. So I can teach you every day about dinosaurs. Sorry. I teach you every day about dinosaurs while having fun, and so you guys can see what you said, and I'll do what you do. So I'll do what you say for me to do on my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, guys. And as always, bye. Remember, this Ankylosaurus is the best these dinosaurs in the video. Also, tell me your favorite dinosaur toy. Like your most accurate. Like your top 10 favorite dinosaur toys. Anyway, this Scutosaurus, aka my favorite, but I would love to see your opinion. And if some of your dinosaurs that you love would also kind of be on my list too, then I also reply to others. I say, wow, cool dinosaurs. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.